Hi, this is Mark from Tryb Solo. Today I would like to do the unboxing of the 7th Citadel, a game I backed on Kickstarter 4 years ago and now it finally arrived and it was sent to all the backers. The 7th Citadel is kind of a sequel to the 7th Continent, a big hit adventure game that was funded on Kickstarter a few years ago. I think it earned a lot of money on Kickstarter. Then the creators of the 7th Continent, they created an expansion with additional adventures, and then they created 7th Citadel, which is kind of the sequel, but not really. It has got another setting. This is like a medieval fantasy post-apocalyptic adventure game. This is not really a campaign game, because in this game you have different threads, like adventures, different, you can say, scenarios that you will play. Each thread, each adventure takes a lot of hours to finish, so you will have to save your game during the game sessions, but this is not like a one-log campaign, but rather a few smaller, you could say, mini campaigns. I would like to make another video in the future where I will tell you what the game is about and how the game plays, but I think it will take some time. I have other adventure games that I want to finish first. I don't like to start too many adventure games at the same time, because then I'm confused about all the story, and my progress in all these games together is like watching 10 different TV series at the same time. So when I finish my other adventure games, I will play the 7th Citadel and then I will make another video. But today, let's do the unboxing of a game that was on Kickstarter 4 years ago, and now it's here on my table. Let me show you what's inside the 7th Citadel. This is one of the expansions, the final Throne. This is like a scenario, another thread for this game. Here I have some Citadel leaflets. Some of them are included in the game. These are the additional ones. I'm not sure why I ordered them during the Kickstarter, probably because I thought that having more of them is always a good thing, especially that you will write on them, but I will show you how it looks like when I open the main box. And this is the main game. I think that the 7th Citadel deserves an unboxing video, especially that I have waited 4 years for this game, because the Kickstarter campaign was in 2020, now it's 2024, so 4 years later the game arrived. So at least let me show you for now what's inside the game. Here we have something that looks like a bookmark that we will use to probably track what part of the script, the adventure book we are reading, or maybe the symbols, they have some additional meaning during the game that you have to unlock and discover. I'm not sure. This is like an introductory letter from the creators of 7th Citadel, dear backer, 4 years later. And here we have something that looks like a map. Let me open it. This is, wow, this is funny material. This is a map of probably of the area where the game takes place, and here you have some spaces to insert cards, like a special envelopes where you will place cards. So my guess is, because to be honest, I don't really remember exactly what this game is about and what are the specific components, because as I said, the Kickstarter campaign was 4 years ago, and since the Kickstarter I didn't really thought a lot about this game, and I didn't track a lot of progress about this game. I backed this game because I liked the 7th Continent, and then I forgot about it for another 4 years. But it looks like we will slot some cards here when we will discover the area. It's very like folded. I hope it will be easier to straighten it when it will lay flat on the table. But here you will slot some cards and some areas that you will discover during the game. Here we have the Citadel leaflets. As I showed you, I have 7 additionals in the small leaflet expansion. You have 4 of them included in the base game. And here you will write different things, different stats and different things during the adventure: production, defense, knowledge, influence, your community. Here you have like It looks like some kind of a tree where you will mark different things. Here you have a map that you will be able to write down on it to track different discoveries that you will encounter, different things that you encounter during the game, different side quests. Here are some actions, icons that you have on cards. So this is like a short rules summary. Here you have buildings, because in this game you have this, I think, this citadel that you will be able to upgrade, and you will be able to place different buildings. This is like a hub where you will where you can probably go back during your adventures. In the 7th continent there was no hub. You were just a survivor and you had to discover what's going on. And here you have all these buildings that you can build, upgrade, and they will give you some additional bonuses. So this is how it looks like. I think that probably you could download this Citadel leaflet as well from the publisher website, I'm not sure. But this one looks really nice, nice color, nice paper. So you have 4 of them. I think it's probably enough to play through all these scenarios, adventures that are inside this box. Here is the rulebook. I don't think that this game will be very complex, because the 7th continent was not a very complicated game in terms of rules. This rulebook has got 27, 28 pages, but there are a lot of pictures, a lot of photos and overview. So the rules start at page 10, so this shouldn't be a big problem. Here it tells you how to sort and store different goal components, so cool. And here are all the icons that you will see on different cards. Here we have the dialogue book, and this is again something new. 7th continent didn't have a dialogue book. I think all of the text and everything for each adventure was written on all the cards that you encountered during the game. And here you have a separate booklet with some additional text and stories that you will read. So it looks like this game is more like story driven, because you have more stories and more like things that you can read. 88 pages. So yeah, cool. Additional dialogues and stories. And here we have separate rulebooks for all the scenarios and threats, because in this game you have different threats. They are like some kind of adventures that you will play, just like in the 7th continent, and each threat is like a separate adventure, but kind of long, maybe not like a campaign, but probably will not be able to play through one thread during one game session. So here there is a save system in this game where you can save your game and then continue, for example, the following day. This is like an introductory scenario that will probably introduce some rules and teach you how to play this game. It's quite short. And here we have the main threats, Drums of Desolation and Dadaham's Awakening. So here is again some additional text, some conclusion, different things and different stories. So when you combine these 2 booklets with this dialogue book and all the text on cards, you will have a lot of stories to read. So you have 2 threads in this game box. The third one, the Final Throne, is in a separate expansion that was available during the Kickstarter. I think it will be available again on the publisher website. It was not, I think, not Kickstarter exclusive. Here we have a few components, because the game mostly contains cards. There are over 1000 cards from what I remember, so there are not many other elements apart from the cards. But here we have life trackers. There were no life trackers in the first game, the 7th continent, because I played it many years ago, but I remember that in 7th continent the deck of action cards was like served as your life points. So if you depleted the action deck, it was like you were running out of life points. And here you have life trackers, really cool, made from plastic. You don't have to assemble them, they are like ready to go and ready to play. And all these tentacles make me think about Cthulhu. So maybe there will be cultists in this game as well. And here we have like something like a magnifying glass. As you can see, it works. In this game you have to sometimes look for clues on cards, and there are some hidden small things on different cards that you will encounter in the game, and I think this magnifying glass will help you to find those hidden clues. Or maybe if you have a bad sight and you don't wear glasses, you could use it to read the small text that will be on cards. This is used for standees. Here we have some dice. They look different than the ones in 7th Continent. In 7th Continent, I remember that you use dice to track how many times you can use specific items, and this dice looks like you will track, I don't know, successes in this game, because in this game stars were always, in 7th Continent, stars were the success symbol. So I'm not sure. And here we have some miniatures, and they are really small. I hope you can see it. They are quite small, mostly because you have to, let me show you, place them on all these terrain cards that you will discover during the game. So they need to be small in order to fit on those cards. And you have two miniatures of each color, I think male and female. So you will probably choose one, and then you will play the game. I plan to play this game solo with just one character. I hope it's possible. I have not read the rulebook, but I hope it's possible to play this game with just one hero. Now we have the, let me show you the standees for this game. If you don't want to use miniatures, you can use standees. Maybe in the retail edition there will be no miniatures, only standees, I'm not sure. Here we have different dividers that you will use to organize all these cards in this game box. Characters, skills, advanced skills, the past, banish cards, quest items, different locations, and different cards that you will discover. A lot of dividers, but this is cool because this will help you to organize everything. On the Edge of Peril is like a small expansion that I think was added to all the backers of this game during Kickstarter. It will be probably available as a separate add-on when the game goes to like retail, or will be sold on Serious Pulp website. Small leaflet, another divider. This is, I don't know, Edge of Peril, and even more cards. This is like a character companion. I will not open this card. So cards do not mess with everything. I have to first play this game and organize this game, so I know what's what, because there are a lot of cards and components inside, and I don't want to mess with all of it. So I will not open all these decks of cards. I can show you when they are like not opened what you can expect. You can expect a lot of reading. That's why you may need this magnifying glass to read the small text, different locations that you will encounter, different characters that you will meet, a lot of cards, over 1,000. Okay, some equipment and cards and tests and swords and everything. This is like a fantasy game, which I like. I prefer a medieval fantasy theme more than the one that was in the 7th Continent. I know it looks really cool, but I don't want to show everything. I don't want to show you everything because this will be considered a spoiler. I have opened a few cards earlier. These are the action cards, and during the game you will have a deck of action cards, and when you will do different skill checks, you will have to use these cards. You will draw them from the deck, and you will try to combine all the stars on the cards together, and the more stars, full stars you have, the more successes you have during a test. I remember that this mechanic works really well. The cards are numbered here, D, C, B, A, probably different starting cards for each character, but I'm not going to open the remaining cards. I can also show you the final Tron. This is like this third scenario, the third adventure. It's in a separate box, but as you can see, you have place here to store the additional cards and elements. I'm not sure that you will be able to place all the sleeved cards inside this box. I remember that during the Kickstarter campaign they sold a second box with only empty box with sleeves, so you can place all the sleeved cards in 2 boxes, because if you have over 1000 cards, it's not possible to store them sleeved inside. This space here with this foam is probably used for expansions, because one of the expansions is this final Tron, but they were like additional small expansions during the Kickstarter campaign. I didn't get them, but I think that the idea is that you place all the expansions inside this main game box. And the final Tron, what do we have here? We have a small leaflet, we have another Citadel leaflet, the same that was in the main game, but you will need this one to play this scenario, this adventure. We have the Tryb like booklet with more text, more stories, more everything, introduction. Okay, cool. And here we have 2 decks of cards that you will have probably to add to the cards from the base game, with additional, you know, stories, terrain, encounters, and enemies and everything. So this is basically how the 7th Citadel looks like. When I will have time and when I will have a chance to play it, I will try to make another video with where I will tell you what I think about this game and how the game plays. For now it will have to wait, because I have a lot of other adventure games that I want to play before I start this one. Click the like button if you like this video, subscribe to my channel as well, visit me on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram. I will leave links in the description of this video. Also tell me if you played 7th Continent, tell me if you backed 7th Citadel, maybe you even played this game already. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. See you next time, bye.